No, but it does make you an abomination of nature.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
Oh, just when I thought she couldn't get any worse.
Have you come across a man who calls himself
I am familiar with only one person named...
Genghis, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarian. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Okay, that was a little too much can for even me to handle. And she's finally shut her big flapping mouth.
I have to go, ma'am.
Goodbye then. Yeah, I think I'll talk to this guy last.
The figure of a sexless youth was frozen in mid-skip with a silly grin on its stone lips.
He's not an art lover then.
I recognized the guy. It was the Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce.
Well, I suppose you better go embarrass yourself by telling him you can't pronounce his native country.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news?
Page 3, right?
You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What you talking about, Willis? Tissue, 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 tissue.
Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't mean anything to you? What, was I just a one-night stand?
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Now that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there.
An imperialist dog would think that.
Have you any idea what this tool might be used for?
I cannot guess.
Would it mean anything if I told you it was for lifting drain covers?
Such technology fills me with wonder.
In Soviet Russia, drain cover opens you.
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven.
Okay, show him the photograph next.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
So he's the first guy I've met that knows Khan, and he's not going to expand on that.
This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
Okay, how do you know that? Who is he?
This is a
That is...
Oh, he's just repeating that.
Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
M&S,
I'm real
proud
glad to hear
sponsors
that.
of Broken
It's
Sword.
good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
I really don't think I should bother asking anyone about Plantar.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
You know
Oh,
Khan?
Well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I came to Liberty City to escape that life. Okay, that's all the information I can get out of him. That guy's
Thanks for
mouth
your
is
help.
tighter than a meerkat's
Goodbye.
anus. And I just realised that I never showed the picture to the crazy old English woman, so let's go do that.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Hello, Joe.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him. That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no. Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
Oh, perhaps I should have shown her the picture sooner.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor.
But it turns out he was just a normal man.
I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
Sweet! This should be good.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that.
Atoms!
A bundle of papers, perhaps.
6 of them!
The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Oh, come on, I don't want to talk anymore. I want to Ocean's 11 up that safe.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Obviously, stop standing around talking about it and let me get onto the safe.
I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase.
Oh, more talking.
Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Hell yeah, let's kick that door in and ravage the place.
I have to go, ma'am.
Okay, after all that talking, most of which was absolutely useless, let's go and do something interesting and break into the guy's room. Yay! That piano music's actually quite annoying now, and we've got some sort of homosexual clerk here and some keys on a hook.
Hanging from a brass hook was a key and a plastic tag.
Yoink!
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You were trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
Well, if at first you don't succeed...
Hey, ne touche pas!
Just looking.
I'm just going to assume that means don't touch.
Hey, ne touche pas!
I was just testing to see if I got another funny reaction from him, but obviously not.
It was the register of guests staying at the hotel.
Let's test the skills I learned from watching Jason Bourne films.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym.
Like Merlin, maybe? Look for that.
The clerk wore a disdainful expression, like he'd been born with it.
Well, he is in the Parisian service industry, and you're an American tourist. He probably hates you just on principle.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean.
Really?
That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
What? Catering industry? I've actually got no idea what the guy's talking about.
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey,
No!
no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
You can't get rid of that. It's my favorite item.
Monsieur, perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
Nah, it's fine the way it is.
But with a baggie, you can preserve its fresh sewer smell.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
Asking him about Plantar is going to be pointless, but I do want to know about the key.
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No.
And he's completely not suspicious after I tried to steal it.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Haha.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Oh, that was terrible. What the hell's this icon?
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Oh, the safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
From my
I'm
vasectomy.
sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
No, rats aren't a valid form of ID either.
Do you know a man named Plantar?
No, monsieur.
I knew you'd say that.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.